Good morning, you all. Good morning. Good morning.
It's been a long time since we did a
Yeah.
live together.
Why has it been so long?
It's been about 6, 7 months.
It's been that long?
Yes,
Oh wow.
it's been about 6, 7 months since you've seen Zeb and Kisa together. So we back at it. It's crazy.
Let's do a sound check. See how we sound.
About 6, 7 months.
Yep, sound good. Sound good. Everything look good. Make sure we good on YouTube.
Wow. Time goes by fast. So fast.
Oh yeah. Yep. Everything good on YouTube. All right, you all. So I was thinking, let me edit this. Oh, there we go.
That's cool. All right, so while we get everything set up, I'm happy that me and my husband Zeb and Keisha that we are back putting things in motion, doing what we need to serve the people that need our experience and expertise in business, business credit, business coaching. And I think that's the area that we thrive the best in together. So it's gonna be an exciting time. For me anyway. Is it exciting for you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely exciting because people need it, people want it, people care for it. It's all about
Yeah.
if you're able to deliver and give it to them.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing about it. So if you're watching us, see, can I get you tagged in this video?
I scratched myself pretty bad. It's okay.
So if you're watching us and you have any questions, what we ask you to do is drop them in the comments.
Yes.
No matter which platform you're on, Facebook, YouTube, drop them in the comments. We're gonna respond to it.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna get straight into it. So I guess the first thing we can start off with is why haven't we did a live in so long?
That's a good question because only thing that I can tell you is that between moving, between different businesses.
Where you move from?
Moved from Puerto Rico. PR, Puerto Rico, and my Spanish is
Horrible.
Horrible.
Un
poco. No.
Un poco.
Un poquito. Something like that. My Spanish is small. I can read Spanish with a little bit, but that's about it. And I think just the transition of everything, real estate, school, and all the other things, transitioning from personal credit to figuring out our rhythm and rhyme and where we really thrive at, and just giving the people what they need, I guess. Just listening to what they need. We always get asked business questions. How do we get from A to Z, and how did we pivot, or how do you do this? And I think that's just the area that
so all that came from you moving?
It did.
Oh.
That's from moving to the business. It did.
Keisha's a horrible person answering questions y'all didn't know.
No, I'm not. I just don't answer it the way you want to answer.
Well, they want to know where you moved from.
I moved from Puerto Rico. From Memphis to Puerto Rico and back.
How long you been gone?
I've been gone almost 3 years.
Oh, when you moved back?
I moved back in November of last year. When did you move?
We left Memphis in 2021. And the reason why we left is because we was looking to save on taxes, which we did.
Yeah.
By moving to Puerto Rico, it is a U.S. territory.
Absolutely.
But it gives you awesome tax benefits to where you only pay 4% as a corporation. So
Mhm.
if you own an LLC
Yeah.
and you make some money, you like to claim your money because you want to buy a house, maybe go get a yacht, maybe do expansions, you can definitely move it out that it's got to be an export and service business, but you can definitely move a business like that
Yeah.
to Puerto Rico and only pay 4% corporate taxes, and you still can write off that 4% if you want to, but you only pay 4%. So if you made 100,000, you pay 4% of 100,000, which is $4,000. And if you're in the U.S. and you make 100,000, you got to pay at least 30 to 37,000 of that $100,000 because of the way the tax laws are structured here.
Yeah.
So we moved there after we figured out that you can actually save money by living there, exporting your service back to the U.S.
Yeah.
And to us, it was a benefit. I mean, we learned a lot during the time we was there. We couldn't buy a home in the U.S. because we didn't know how to buy a home. But by being so remote and living there for that time, we ended up figuring out how to buy a home because we had a slumlord. And man, that lady, her name is Isabel. I don't care if she see this live or not, but man, I ain't gonna say her last name, but her name is Isabel. She had a decent looking home. I think
the flooring is what the flooring and the new cabinet.
Yeah, she had white cabinets that was beautiful. They closed soft, the soft closing doors. And she had this like marble like white flooring that got really dirty real fast. But that alone made us want to move into a home. We paid almost $5,000 in rent.
Yeah. One time he came home and he got the rent out in cash to show me. He was like,
because she didn't take no other payments, but the deposit in her account.
Yep, this is our rent, and the 4,800 was sitting on the table, and tears started falling from my eyes, from my face. I started legitimately crying, and it wasn't a sobbing cry; it was just a silent cry, like, she won't fix the refrigerator. She won't fix XYZ, and we're paying
the
this
dishwasher
much.
wasn't working.
Yes, dishwasher stopped working with the first week.
Yeah, she made so many promises. Like we had these inverter AC systems, and this lady made so many promises. Like, hey, when y'all move in, I'm having every AC system working. I'm gonna have this working.
Oh, the winery.
Yep, she was gonna have a winery. Like
never
it was so much
fixed.
she was gonna do. And like when we first moved to Puerto Rico, we was only paying $2,500, but we had a beach view.
Man,
I mean, we had like a beautiful ocean view.
Yeah.
We had a loft, a gazebo. We had all this in one little penthouse set up.
Yes.
And only paying $2,500. And we used to complain about that guy because he wouldn't fix just a little simple leak. But
yeah, looking back,
we had it way better than we thought we did.
Yeah, yeah. But we stayed so far from everything. We were so secluded. All we had was our golf cart to go to different places. If you've been following us, you probably remember us on a golf cart. We did so much. The pool in the area, they had a Wyndham on the property. We used to ride the golf cart and go eat dinner. So we experienced
tennis courts, golf course.
Yeah, we used to go eat at the tennis court a lot.
They had a big old pool area for the kids. So like when you had company, you could take them there and just blow their mind because they think they in a real, like, well, it is the real Caribbean life, but they like you at a vacation.
Yeah.
The sun shined all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get sad.
That's why I chose this ocean background. Cause that looks like Puerto Rico. If you look at it, it looks like Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Puerto Rico was a great experience. We did a lot. It feels like a lifetime ago though.
Yes, it does. So with that being said, as we dealt with this slumlord, it forced us, because we had already paid taxes 1 year being in the U.S., and the upcoming year we was going to pay taxes again in Puerto Rico, but it's still U.S., so still the same thing, just you don't pay as much. And once we knew we were getting those taxes done, we were like, hey, let's go buy a house. Like, we're going to live here. Might as well own our own stuff instead of dealing with people trying to extort us because they know we make money.
Yeah, that's the only thing about living in Puerto Rico. It's like if they know you're not from Puerto Rico, you're not Puerto Rican. I'm considered a gringo. My husband's considered a gringo.
No, I'm considered Zebulon.
No, they consider us gringos. That's what we are, okay? And they will try to capitalize that off of you on anything. Any quotes, get 10 if you got to get a quote. We learned the hard way because they're going to tell you so many different prices because they want to see how far you can push the envelope. They're gonna look at what kind of car you drive, what kind of clothes you got on. So
And we made it worse because we drove a new car. We had that new Mach-E Mustang when it came out. So we just looked like we was ready to spend money. We didn't care what the price was.
Yeah.
And long story short, we end up doubling our rent less than a year because we moved from one place to another because we just didn't understand how it worked. Yeah. Then we ended up moving from her house to buying our own house within 3 months of being in her lease. But we was making so much money. We like, look, keep the deposit to let us pay you about a day. So she thought she was leveraging us, but she didn't know the whole time we was buying our own home. Yeah. So as we decided to buy our own home, we left her home. We just jumped into a whole different thing, and that's how we end up learning how to buy a home, the steps to buy a home. Then we did it on the territory that's part of the U.S. Yeah. And we just had all this extra time to sit back and research and learn the stuff that we know now.
And we did not have a real estate agent.
Nope, we did it ourselves. So yes, it was very complicated. It was very hard, but
a lot of reading.
We finally got it accomplished, and we thought we was gonna possibly end up losing our deposit because, like, hey, we're in the middle of buying a home. We don't have an agent. We just following whatever these people tell us to do. How we know they even legit? Which they were legit. It just they wasn't working our deal. They was working for the seller and not for the buyer.
And even on the seller side, when you think about it, they didn't communicate well on the behalf of the seller because we found that out on the day we moved in. They allowed us to move in on the day of closing, and he was saying how he got rid of what was it,
the pool table that
I
really wanted,
and something else. He said had
the riding mower.
Yeah, that's it. Had the real estate agent, told them that we wanted it, he would have left it because he was old, he was sick, he needed to get out the house. He didn't care about those things. And we wanted those things, but they just were terrible communicators.
Right.
Yeah, but
so fast forward, we bought a home there, did what we did with it, decided to move back here because things just decided to shift a different way in how we was working. And we had a baby also, so it made it easier coming back to have some support with the kids.
We needed support. We needed that though.
And now we're here to talk to you about business credit, and what you can do to stay afloat against your competition. So the biggest question I see trending and people are asking is, how do I grow my business? If you are a business owner and you are struggling and that's one of your thoughts you're having, how do I grow my business right now? It is so many ways you can grow your business. And we're going to go over 3 ways that you can start utilizing today to grow your business. And if you want to join the free business credit webinar, we can sign you up. Got the website listed. If not, I can post it for you all. So 3 ways. What's the first way somebody start growing a business? Like they just starting out. They're like, hey, I know somebody that's got the same business I have. They make more money than me. They're doing more than me. What's the first way you suggest?
First way I suggest is to take a look at your business and what is your message? Have you niched down yet? Someone can make more money than you, but that does not mean that they have all the customers. So you need to look and see how you can make yourself stand out, how you're going to make a difference by niching down. And when I say niching down, I mean, let's take myself for an example. If I were to do, let's throw something out there. What do I get asked about? Digital marketing. I want to start a digital marketing business. I want to start selling digital products. But if I want to start selling digital products and I'm looking at person A who's making $100,000 a month, and I'm saying a month, that's a big number, ain't it?
Yeah, but I mean, it's realistic. Some people make over $800,000 to $1 million a month.
Yeah, but this person A, we know they making $100,000 a month, and I'm only making 10. Well, I'm going to look at that. I'm going to see what they niche down in. And I'm going to do 1 or 2 things. I'm either going to follow their path because they're where I'm trying to get to, or succeed, go further ahead, or I'm going to look and see what audience do I want to serve. So I would want to serve women who have been single mothers turned married turned business owners. There's 3 different niches in itself. Okay, so you just find your group of people that you want to speak to, and then you pivot off of that. So that's my first word of advice, because I see that a lot. People are in these industries, but they don't have a specific person they're targeting.
Right. And I want to say something about that. So if you are niching down, no matter what you're selling, let's just say you have a barber shop, but you don't cut every demographic or every nationality hair. You don't do children hair. You don't do women hair. You just do straight African American men hair.
Yeah.
Well, your barbershop should be just known for just doing African American men hair. That way, African American men know to come to you. Or if you somebody similar to like, can't think of what's the name of the place?
Which one?
I'm thinking about the place, the organic places that cut anybody hair. Like I'm not. I can't think of their name, but
it's one up the street.
Well, let's use the barber for example, or anybody who does a hairstylist. If you're doing locks, you're a loctician. That is your title. So when somebody Google you or they look for a loctician, or they look for recommendations, they know I want a loctician only. I don't want a loctician that does XYZ, because they go on your website and see all these other things, it confuses them. Or they go on your style sheet. So if you're just a loctician, focus on loctician, because you can grow that business and make, because I'm pretty sure it's a loctician in your industry that makes 6 figures, maybe 7 figures, and they probably got a big diversified way they do it, but you can grow that one business and not stretch yourself so thin.
Yeah.
Or if you are think of somebody I'm working with now, a security company. What type of security are you offering? Are you private security? Are you public security? Are you government security? Are you going to do like celebrities? Because these are the things you have to let people know, so when they look for your service, they know exactly what they're looking for. Because like when people typing up these things, the first thing I started the conversation with was, how can I grow my business? They didn't ask, what should I do, or when can I grow it, or what's the economy? They want to know, how can I grow it? Man, that's a specific question, want a specific answer. So if you are a business owner, you got to think about what is your customers asking for, and that's how you decide to niche down and know who you're going to serve. Absolutely. Now, once you get that down pat, yes, you can start going into other things, but you have to work on one thing first. Serve that one purpose, get that one message out, and then you got somewhere.
Yeah.
What's the what would be your second thing to help somebody who want to know how can they grow their business right now? No matter if it's a new business. Let's talk about a new business first.
Okay, well, what I was going to tell you is that if they already have their niche down and they're good at that one thing, then it's time to add additional ways to make money within that one business. So let's say, for instance, when we had our credit repair business, not only did we have a credit repair business, we had ebooks, we had a physical book,
we had affiliates,
we had affiliate links. So it's different ways to add additional income to your business. Not just, that's basically, if you're a service-based business, it's different ways to add different services via products. So that is definitely one way I would say to start earning additional money and to invest in your business. Don't be stingy with your business. You invest, it gives back. It's called your ROI, your return on investment.
Yeah, and when you're thinking about investing, so it's a couple things that you can look at, and I'm gonna get a little psychological with it. So let's just look at two business owners. We had person A and person B. So person A was making how much a month? 100,000. And person B is making how much? 10,000. Person B know person A is making 100, and person B is trying to figure out, how do I get to what person A is? Well, the first thing is, if you don't know person A personally, you start watching them. Like she said, you want to watch them, see what they're doing, how they doing it, and how can you replicate their success into your own thing. But now, let's just say it's a person you can't watch closely. They are just that far away from you. Well, you got to look at this. The laws of physics applies to any situation. So if they are the person that's driving the car, and that's how they do their 1 mile, and you doing your 1 mile by walking or running, of course they're going to be ahead of you. That's why they make 100,000, you make 10,000. So that's where the investing come in at. Many business owners know how to invest. They will take money and purchase the things they need to grow. But many business owners, it's like a 50-50 thing, because when I talk to them, 50% of them, they want to invest, 50% they're scared to invest.
Yeah.
The 50% they're scared to invest are the ones still walking to do a mile.
Going back.
They still walking to do a mile, meaning
every time.
If it takes you 12 minutes to do a mile, The other person is doing that mile in a minute because they got a car.
Yeah.
And then by the time you finally get to the car, they're probably on the plane. So
Oh,
they're
yeah.
still ahead of you because you are taking so long to finally put the money where you need to put it in so you can grow your business. So if you're in a certain niche, this is why billionaires become billionaires, because they become the top guru or the top dominant force in their niche. That's where you get a billionaire from. If it's Elon Musk, he made the best electric car. That's why he became the billionaire first before anybody else got there. Bill Gates, he started Microsoft, the internet, the way we search things. That's why he became the best billionaire of their niche.
Let me say this, because you just really hit me with the walking and the plane. So when we first started our business, we were walking. So he's not saying this off of anything other than our experiences, and it really hit me because we were walking. We were comparing our business to other businesses, or looking to see how we can pivot and get to here, or leave our jobs in this amount of time, which it did happen. But had we invested quicker, and when I say investing, for us, that means replacing ourselves in some capacity in our business. We couldn't sit there and draw up dispute letters for 50, 100 people once a month, and then turn around and do customer service efficiently, or answer any questions, or handle any problems that come up, and efficiently dispute items.
Right.
So I think that's when we started to kind of jog, as we hired someone to take our place in that role. And then we were able to jog a little bit and figure it out some more, and figure out how to replace ourselves in customer service roles. Jogged a little bit and learned how to train people, learned how to build digital products. Who do we need to hire for trademarks? Who do we need to hire for this? So investing is so important. It really, like a light bulb went off.
Thank you, Tabitha. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
She sent us some stars. That's what's up.
That's amazing.
If you got any questions, we'll definitely bring you on live, talk,
Absolutely.
See how we can help you all. We're talking on both YouTube and Facebook. So
yeah.
If you have any questions, definitely jump on, ask your questions. But yeah, so I look at it like that. I meet some of the business owners, they're still walking, and they're walking at a slow pace. Like, they're not even power walking to get there. They're walking so slow that I'm like, when are you gonna start jogging? Because it's other people in your industry that we know, that they are killing you. But you keep walking, you'll get there one day, and you may get there. But how much time have you wasted?
Yeah.
Because we're not gonna live forever.
No.
And I don't have anything to explain it more better than this. I don't know how long people think they're gonna live, but nobody's gonna live to be 1,000 years old. A lot of us is only giving up to 80 years of life if you translate how the Bible writes it down.
Yeah.
So if you're in your 30s, or headed to your 30s, or even if you're in your 40s or 50s, you only have less than half of your life left to continue living.
For real.
So do you want to sit back and live that life with regret? No, you should. You should not put yourself through that. But it is hope. And that starts today. That's why we're here, to help business owners understand there is hope in whatever you're doing, but you have to do it with intentional, and you have to definitely do your research. So now I guess we'll go to the third thing. And this is going to kind of pivot off that first question on how can you grow your business. But let's say you're doing everything. You're investing, you're buying the software you need, you're purchasing the goods you need to move your service, and you did your research. So it's like you got all this stuff together. You're like, okay, I got my research done. I know who I want to talk to.
Okay.
I'm doing my investing. How do I market my business? Where do I get my message out so people I'm looking for can find me? And we're talking about that same person that has the, I guess you could say, barbershop, or they're a hairstylist, or they sell clothes, they got a restaurant. How do they get their message out so people can find them?
In my opinion, Google is underrated.
Yes.
A lot of people go to social media platforms first, and I'm a adamant person on it. I can admit my wrong. Okay, we be busy trying to build a Facebook page, Facebook group, Instagram, or a TikTok. But 9 times out of 10, when someone is looking for a service, they're going to Google first.
Always.
They're going to Google that first. So you need to have your Google business profile set up so that person can find you. And you need to be able to rank your business, and you can actually run your ads on Google. Like, do not underestimate the power of Google, because we have gotten so many people from Google.
All over.
Yes, we've had people to buy classes from us on Google to learn how to start a credit repair business. So do not underestimate the power of your cost per click on there. So that's my first one.
And the reason why I also think Google is so great is because YouTube and Google are the same business.
Absolutely.
So anything that you're struggling to do or trying to figure out, you're going to go to YouTube first or Google.
Yep.
You're not going to go to TikTok and say, how do I build a backdrop? Or how do I start marketing my business? Or how do I do Facebook ads?
Yeah.
You're going to solely go to YouTube or Google first and look at, how do I do this? Or what happens when I do this?
Yep. Then when you notice, when you go to Google, if you Google how to do XYZ, that same thing may pop up on YouTube. Just like my husband said, it coincides together. So if you have a YouTube account and their YouTube video is on there and that person is Googling it, they will find you on YouTube also. So those are the main two. And then you start to worry about social media and all of that stuff with automation and getting somebody to either teach you how to run ads, or you learn how to run ads yourself. Hire you somebody to be your ad manager, and your ad manager don't have to just do social media. They can do your Google too.
Right. And just a simple tip, I learned this a couple years ago watching some classes. Every business needs a YouTube page.
Yeah.
You already need a Google. That's without a doubt. But every business, no matter what you're doing, if you're walking dogs, everybody needs a YouTube page. And the reason why, you don't need it to watch people, you need to start making content. And then once you make that content, you take that content, you get better over time with that content, and you can simply do a video of you capturing a dog coming down to you that's going to jump on the leash so you can take him for the walk while the owner is working or whatever. And that will win over so many people who are dog walkers. And you know what you can do? You can put a link in the description, say, hey, this is the lease I use, or this is the treats I give.
The affiliate links.
Yes, you can put all this stuff in the description, and millions of people can see a simple video of you showing your emotions with your customer dog, and you taking it for their walk and what you use, and people will go buy your product because they like it coming from you. And you can start making affiliate money, and on top of that, you get 1 million views, you're making revenue with YouTube as well. So it is so many ways to grow any business. It's all about the diversification of your mindset, the philosophy of what you think of, how well you know your industry. If your industry has the desire for you to grow in that business, and how much work you're willing to put in. Those are 5 simple principles that you can apply to any business today and get that business to go, just go overnight.
Yeah. And one thing that I always hear, and this is from most of the people I have had encounters with or have coached, I'm scared to get on camera. I can't do a live, or I don't want to do videos. I want to do faceless. I want to do all my content without my face. Well, how your audience is going to get to know you personally. I'm the most shy person when it comes to videos. They used to have to make me do videos. Like, I did not want to talk. I did not like the sound of my voice. I didn't like the way I looked on camera. Just anything you could think of, I had to overcome that. So if I can overcome it, and I've been doing videos and lives for the last almost 6 years now, anybody can do it. So that is not an excuse to not do something that you have access to grow your business. And it's not that you have to do it. You kind of have to switch your mindset and say, I get to do this. It's not that you have to. You get to do this. You get to share your story. You get to share your experiences. You get to serve people in whatever capacity you're serving them, and the money will follow. So it should always be like a goal with money. But if you're doing what you're supposed to do correctly, the money will flow. That's what I have.
And on top of that, it's ways you can automate your videos.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You just got to get started. Once you get started, it takes 20 hours of whatever you're doing to get better at it. So if you got started, you applied 20 hours, and let's say it took you 6 months just to get 20 hours of content. After you do it for 20 hours, you will get better because you're going to realize, it's going to make you realize what I did wrong, what I said wrong, what I didn't have right. Like, I'm going to just give y'all a prime example. If you would have asked me 2 years ago, how would we have did this live? For one, we would not have the background. For two, we would not be doing it with this lighting because this is called soft light. This is the perfect light to do a live or to do any type of video. It's the time of the day, sitting by a window with the right lighting. But that comes from repetition of constantly doing things. Want to be better. You see other people doing it, and you're following the people that are doing it. It makes you get up and start doing it.
Yeah. So just have confidence in yourself. That's all I can say. You can do it. You are capable. Continue to study people. Continue to study yourself. Use your resources you have at your disposal, and it will grow.
If you all are still tuned in, we got your attention. We want y'all to drop some questions. We want to do a little live Q&A, answer some questions for some business owners, help them understand some things they probably don't know. We do have a webinar coming up. So if you want to jump on that webinar, it's completely free. We're going to talk about business credit. In the middle of talking about business credit, we're going to give out some business coaching advice. So if there's something you need help with, we're going to spend a few more minutes on here, get some questions going, see if we can help you reach your goals or help you understand what your goal may be. And if you all are okay with that, let's do it. So if you're jumping on, ask your questions. It's question time because I'm ready to get off and go walk off this this drink because it got me a little caffeinated. I want to move now. Herbalife is cucumber crush, right?
Lime. Cucumber lime. It's the name of it.
Did you get the same?
Yes.
So you can see the residue of the powder.
The other one is watermelon rush.
Okay,
that's the one you be giving me.
Okay, cucumber lime.
Cucumber lime is the only one. But we want to answer questions so that we can see what your needs are, so you can get a specific answer as to what you need to grow your business.
Because so many business owners need so many different things. Like I've met so many business owners within the last 2 months, just from them knowing what we do. And I've heard things to where they need to know where they can go get a business bank account. How do they pay their Secretary of State taxes? How do they even file their taxes? I met somebody who I think they're making $250,000 a year doing tax season. So within 4 months, they make $250,000 and they write off everything throughout the year. And they wondering why they're struggling to buy a home when it comes down to buying a home. So whatever you are struggling with as a business owner, right now is the time to ask those questions because you may just be making a mistake some of these business owners are making. Like the one who make the $250,000. You make $250,000. Let's do the math. Oh, my bad. Okay. Let's do the math. So that is so cool. I can watch my video on work while we doing it. So you make $250,000 within 4 months. We're going to do it for the whole year. That's $20,000 a month. $20,000 a month. And they decide to write that off. Nobody I know living in Memphis, Tennessee should be able to spend that much money unless you live in a very lavish lifestyle. Now, they wrote it off because they didn't want to pay the taxes. So when I did this consultation with them, I said, well, what size home are you looking for? How much home are you looking to buy right now? They're like, well, we want a $500,000 home. Well, we bought a $500,000 home. And I know how much it takes to buy a $500,000 home. The income they had is how much it would have took to buy a $500,000 home. You can make a little less. You ain't got to have outrageous income. You just got to make sure your debt is lower than your income. Simple. So when I asked him, I said, well, how much did you pay in taxes last year? Oh, we didn't pay nothing because we wrote off everything. Okay, the year before that, how much did you pay? We didn't pay nothing. We wrote off everything.
They wrote off all of it?
They wrote off everything. They only had like maybe $20,000 in income. So they only claimed 1 month income. So long story short, after we went over their numbers, I said, what bank you think would give you a $500,000 home loan if you don't even show the ability to repay that loan? And they sat there and they thought about it like, yeah, you're right. That is dumb. And now they have switched businesses. So now they have to start all over with this whole paying taxes and figuring out stuff. Like, yeah, you need to pay some taxes.
And you have to do what 2 years of tax
2 years.
returns as a self-employed individual for you to get a house. It's not like when you're employed. When you are working for yourself, they want 2 years of tax return.
And they got to be consistent enough to afford the home you're trying to get.
Yeah.
So that means if your home is a $500,000 home, you need to make sure you have no debt. Business owner, you got to have no debt on the personal side. They don't care about your business. Business do whatever. It's been cases where I've seen people transfer personal debt to a business credit card and clear up their debt. So there's ways you can get around this. I have helped somebody do it. Did it myself, actually.
And strategies to it.
Yeah. But they want to make sure you have no debt or the lowest debt possible. So if you bring home $10,000 a month, you want to make sure your debt is about $2,000 or $3,000. About $2,000 to be on the safe side, because you can afford $8,000 worth of home. They factor in all that. So if you're trying to buy a home as a business owner, it's time to start paying your taxes. And it's ways you can do it where you don't have to pay so much, but you got to lay it out. That's what we're here for, to help you lay it out, come up with the numbers, figure out how much. This is a realtor, so she can definitely help you figure out how much of a home you can afford with the current income you have and what you're claiming.
Yeah. And please start saving for down payments. I don't know where this myth is that down payment assistance is available to everybody, because if you make the income, it is not.
Nope.
It is not available. You cannot get down payment assistance. You cannot get a first-time home buyers program. It's a lot of, when you make more money, it's more responsibility on your end to become strategic in your business. That is why we moved to Puerto Rico. We became more strategic in our business to understand what our needs were in order to obtain X, Y, Z. How can we do the right thing, pay our taxes, pay everything on time, but still live the life we want to live, not feel like we're paying all of our money to Uncle Sam. So that's when you have to become strategic in your business and bite the bullet when you have to bite the bullet to get what you want.
True.
Yeah.
True. Business owners is not easy, being a business owner, but it's rewarding when you do it right. So you have to jump in business, just know what your goals are. You're trying to buy a home for your family. Great. Well, that income taxes you get back for your children, you might start sacrificing that. So that means you're going to have to put some trips on hold. You're going to have to put some spending on hold so you can pay your taxes, because I know how it worked. I did it myself. Yeah, I go buy all this design, I go take all these trips, then with tax time, hey, can you write off everything so I don't have to pay no taxes, but I enjoy myself? Well, you're never going to get to your real goals, and that's if you want to really buy a home or you're trying to expand. You got to find some level of discipline. Understand that you are a business owner. I mean, you're responsible for a corporation that service people. Therefore, you should hold yourself to a different standard and grow their business. Then you can start living the lifestyle you want to get what you want, because that's when you can start writing off stuff again.
I also think that the conception of being an entrepreneur, or that's where you keep it at. Oh, I'm self-employed. I don't want to work for corporate America. But then you turn around, you leave corporate America principles behind.
Yep.
Corporate America principles still have to follow you on your entrepreneurship journey, because you have to become financially responsible enough to take care of your taxes. And if you have to do what the payroll taxes and stuff, we didn't even hit on that. If you it's so much that you have to learn. If you worked a corporate job for more than 10 years, you should take all of those principles that you have learned from corporate America. You apply those same principles. Those principles do not change.
No.
They do not change. You keep those same principles when it comes to that. But that's what I can say the main struggle I see with business owners doing. They're leaving the principles of corporate America behind. And that's something I can say that we thrived in, because even through mistakes that we made, we kind of knew better, right? Because we were in corporate America for so long. I've been working a job since I was 15 years old. So that's a lot of experience with corporate America. And you've been working 15 too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we took our experiences and we applied the same principles, and then we learned how to brand ourselves, and we learned all the other things that came along throughout the years. And also, it's not a microwave process. It takes time to develop different skills.
Yes, and that's where walking, jogging, running, car, plane, jet, spaceship all come into place. You can get from 0 to 100. You got to be ready for it, and you got to be willing to invest for it. But you can get there really fast. It's all about how well developed are you. Because even though we started off walking, we got the running and riding that car very fast, and it came a little too fast, as you could say, but you can do it. All right, y'all. So it's 1 o'clock. Haven't got any more questions. Just got some support, which we appreciate the support all the time.
Thank you so much.
No matter one person got value out of this, we appreciate it.
Absolutely.
If you all have any questions after this is off, you're more than welcome to comment. Well, personally, I will respond. You're more than welcome to send an email, send a DM, send anything you need to get in contact with us. Personally, I will respond, see how we can help you out. And wish you all the best, nothing but the best, and take care.
Happy Wednesday, guys.
Yep, happy Wednesday.
Yeah, it's hump day.
All right, y'all. See you later.
Bye.
Can I end my live here? I have to get up and end it. I think I got to get up and end it. Oh, let me end it here.
I'm trying to end it. I'm sharing it. I'm not on it. That's too funny.
So let